Well, welcome to Tea Time with Miss Liz. That's right, it's evening tea, and tonight in the studio, I have a bunch of guests in the studio. I have a bunch of incredible authors. That's right, authors that have come together to write an incredible anthology that is being released November 7th. So I'm going to bring them into the studio with me so you can see all these beautiful faces. As you've seen in the video, you've seen each and every one of their beautiful faces. So I'm going to bring them in one by one. So I'm going to start with bringing in, where is she? I'm going to bring in Pastor Paulette Harper. Then I'm going to bring in Judy A.Hewitt. Then I'm going to bring in Marie Boatwright. Then I'm going to bring in, I believe I want to make it right. I'm trying to remember the poster now. I think it's Dr. Joanne Hazeness that's next on the poster. Then I have Melissa Powell. Then I have Yolanda Churchwell. Then I have Kimberly Lewis. That's right, we have a full house tonight. And then I have James. I'm not going to even try James's last name because I don't want to ruin it. So I'll let James say his last name.
I appreciate it. It's Ruvalcaba. James would have been fine. Thank you for having me.
And Mary Curry is maybe going to join us. We're not sure yet. But I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today in the studio and asking me to do this for you guys, because I am really honored to have you a part of this as well. So I'm going to bring up Paulette Harper and get her to share a little bit on the book. And then I'm going to just read a little about the book after Paulette speaks, because I think Paulette should be the one to share about the book first before I do a little intro into it. So I'm going to bring Paulette up. I'm going to give you the stage, girl.
Thank you so much, Liz, for this opportunity to showcase us today on Tea Time. I am Paulette Harper, also known as Pastor P. I am the creative story coach for emerging storytellers who want to become published authors. So I'm excited about our anthology that we are going to be releasing on November 9th, called For Such a Time as This. And it is 21 authors who come together to share their dynamic, powerful stories of not only transformation, but stories of resilience. And these women, men and women who decided to defy the odds and really take, their life back into their own hands by sharing these stories of mountain moving faith that really transitioned them to share from such a time as this. We are taking the scripture from Esther 4:14. For this reason, for this purpose, for you have been created for this time. And these authors are sharing their stories of not only being resilient, but realizing that this is the moment in which God has created them for, to shine, to come to center stage, to share their stories so that other people can read about their stories, and they can also build their faith, their courage, and then have resilience as well to, sustain and live a life that for them, for these moments that they can know for such a time as this as well. So thank you so much for bringing us on, and I'm excited about the chapters that each of these authors are sharing. I do have a chapter in the book. It is called When the Blessing Through Pain, and I'm sharing about my journey of going through a divorce and not realizing that God had something amazing on the other side of going through all that pain. And this is one opportunity that came from that, and that's being able to share my story on different stages and helping other people maneuver through life to get through those tough moments and those tough places in which they're facing in life. So I'm excited about being able to share my chapter in the book as well.
I'm just going to join you. No, let's do it this way. I'm back. So Thank you so much, Paulette. So I'm just going to read a little bit on what Paulette has sent me and why the book was put together. And then I'm going to bring up Judy and she can share a little bit on what she's done. And then Marie, and then we'll just follow suit. And then we're going to sit back and have some tea and find out what all of these incredible people, what their tea is and what they're doing in life. So for such a time as this is a powerful, I can't say the word right. My tongue is of
Anthology. The book
anthology
compilation.
of stories from men and women who decided to defy the odds and move past the mountains of uncertainty and life's mishaps because they knew God had called them to fulfill a bigger purpose for their lives. The stories shared in this anthology are accounts of bravery, struggles, and danger, stories about death and fate. These authors refused to throw in the towel even when the storms of life knocked at their doors. For such a time as this, will pull at your heartstrings. As you read the personal stories, they change the trajectory of their lives and set them on a new course, now filled with greater hopes and opportunities. As you immerse yourself in each of the personal messages contained in this book, it is my hope that you will find the courage to begin again, hope again, and live again, despite the challenges and setbacks you've experienced. Their testimonies will challenge you to get up and dust yourself off as you walk in your divine purpose. And I really like that because this is what tea time is about. It's about no excuses and only results, right? So this is how we serve our tea. So I'm going to bring up Judy so she can share a little bit on her chapter and why she wrote in the book. And but we want to make this a number one bestseller. So keep your eyes open for this book. November 7th, we will be launching it and I will have the links for everyone. So grab your copy that day. So Judy, I'm going to bring you up so you can share a little bit on your chapter and who you are.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much, Liz, for the opportunity.
You're very welcome, sweetheart.
So, I am Judy. I am a first time author, and so I am so excited to be within this anthology with all these co authors. The journey to authorship has been very exciting. Now, my chapter is on the power of forgiveness, and the readers will discover a definite way in acknowledging hurt and resentment associated with unforgiveness. What I would like the readers to learn is that forgiveness does not have a quick fix. You have to do the work. You have to learn to forgive yourself. You cannot go back in the past, and you have to really make a decision to let it go and work on it. One of the items that I really learned in not only my journey through healing, but in rewriting the book, that forgiveness was for me and not for the other person. And so as a result, I am a victor, not a victim anymore. And it brings such joy and freedom that I receive from forgiving and healing that I just wanted to share that with the world.
Well, thank you so much, Judy, for sharing that. It is really incredible how we write and we share to grow in order to grow, right? And forgiveness, like Judy said, is if it is for us, it is not for the person who has inflicted the pain on us. So now I'm going to bring my beautiful, incredible sister that I got to meet in person in September, Marie Boatwright, so she can share her incredible work and why she wrote in this anthology. Oh, you're muted. Let's get you unmuted, girl.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Miss Liz, for having us on Tea Time tonight. It's such an honor and a privilege to be here and to be amongst such amazing authors. I am Marie Boatwright. I'm the founder and CEO of Ruby Mac Learning Academy and Myrtle Tree Publishing, where we elevate, educate, and empower you to be your best self. And my chapter in this book is essentially about daddy's issues and how when I lost my father, how I went through a series of struggles to fill a void. and how I found an unfailing love in none other than Jesus Christ and our Lord and Savior, and the empowering effect of, experiencing his love, because only his love can fill a void. So I need you all to get this book. I'm telling you, because it's going to be amazing and it's going to change your life for the better. And so that's all I'm going to share about my chapter, because listen, it's juicy and you really want to get the book and read all of our chapters and see what's going on and how it's going to impact your life.
Thank you so much, Marie. And it is so nice to see your face again. I miss you so much, girl.
I miss you too.
So next I'm going to bring up Dr. Joanne Hazeness, and she can share on how she wrote in this chapter, in this anthology.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joanne Hayes. I want to thank Ms. Liz and also Coach Paulette for giving me this opportunity to voice what I have inside of me. This is my second anthology, and the title of my chapter is "The Weight of the Words on My Shoulders." And I wrote that because I am also an overcomer of domestic violence. And I feel that even though we address so many issues with domestic violence, one of the issues that's not addressed is how we transition once we get out of it. People seem to think that once you're out of domestic violence, that's it. There's also the mental part that you have to deal with, the words that were said to you and how it weighs you down. So that's basically my chapter, and it is interesting, and it shows how I struggle through it, what I'm doing to get through it, and what I deal with it every day because it's ongoing. Have negativity put on you doesn't just go away overnight, especially if you're out of the situation.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Joanne. And I'm going to really enjoy reading your chapter because I'm a survivor of domestic violence as well. And you're right, we don't do enough of the transition after we get out of it and speak on how we can grow from it. Thank you so much for that. I really am excited to get a copy of this book, and make sure that you all grab this copy of this book. November 7th is the launching date, I believe. And I want you all to make sure that you support all these incredible, beautiful people who have gotten together to make a difference. So next I'm going to bring up Yolanda Churchwell so she can share her chapter in the book and why she wrote in the anthology.
I saw Pastor P come off of mute. I think it's something she wanted to say right quick.
Oh,
Just that our date is, we release on November the 9th.
Oh, November 9th. Okay, I will make sure that I put that out there November 9th.
Thank you, Yolanda.
You're welcome. My name is Yolanda Churchwell. I'm the founder of the Business Assistance Group, better known as The Bag, where I help women entrepreneurs take the hassle out of their hustle so they can make more money and have more free time. My chapter in the book is called God Used My Mess to Bless Me. And it too is about how I came out of my divorce, and how when you are going through something, whether it's something that you got yourself into or something that you fell into, it's important not to stay there. The best thing that you can do is to just lean and depend on Jesus. And when you do that, when you put your faith in him, he will show you what your purpose is, why he put you on earth. I wanted to know, why did he put me, Yolanda Churchwell, on this earth at this time? And so he showed me my purpose and I'm able to walk in it. And I'm going to say the same thing that Marie said. That's about all I'm going to be able to tell y'all. But you want to get your copy because you will be blessed by this book.
Thank you so much, Yolanda, for sharing that. And divorce is a topic that we need to be talking about. We don't talk about it enough. And so anybody who is going through divorce or is looking to get divorced, because sometimes, it just doesn't work out. And that's so incredible stories. I'm telling you, this book is worth it. You guys need to grab it. November 9th, you need to grab it. The link will be on all of Miss Liz's Teatime platforms, so you can grab it. I am supporting all of these authors, and I'm going for a #1 bestseller for all of these ladies and James. And Incredible. So next I'm going to bring up Melissa Powell Harwell. And if I'm saying any of your names wrong, please let me know because I don't really want to. So Melissa, I'm going to bring you up so you can share why you wrote in the anthology.
Yes, thank you so much, Liz, for having me today. I am Melissa Powell Harrell, and you did say it correctly, so thank you. I appreciate that. My chapter in the book is called Failing Forward. Failure is not something that many people want to talk about, but it's something that I talk about in my chapter. I share a part of my testimony, my story of how I failed and how I failed forward. So I talk about my life experience, some things I've been through, and how through the grace of God, I was able to overcome. So I think it's a really, really good story. And it just tells you how to get up after you fail. So hopefully, your readers will go out and purchase the book. It is a really, really good book. And we tell some great stories in the book. So thank you once again for having me here today.
Well, thank you so much. And failure is a topic that we need. And I'm blown away by all of these chapters, and I haven't even got a copy yet. So remember, November 9th, you want to grab a copy. So next I'm going to bring up the beautiful Kimberly Lewis so she can share why she wrote in the anthology. Oh,
good evening. Good evening. I want to thank Miss Liz and Coach Paulette for this opportunity to be on this show. My name is Kimberly Lewis. I'm the founder and CEO of Grace for It LLC. It's a coaching and transformation business. And I'm super excited about that word transformation. That's what drew me for such a time as this, because I feel like every day you can decide to transform and be transformed by the renewing of your minds. And that's a lot of what I do when I coach people. When it came to the anthology, one of the things for me that drew me was the title, For Such a Time as This. And I'm a veteran from the United States Air Force. I was in for 26 years. And I was like, Lord, there's so much I could talk about when it came to transformation. But the title of my chapter is, Yes, Lord, I'm Grace for It. And I'll say that again. Yes, Lord, I'm grace for it. You never know what's going to happen in your life. So you shouldn't say never, because you don't know what's going to come up. And it's all about a time when God asked me to do something that I said I would never do. And in that process, oh my goodness, I got blessed. And I always tell people everything you need is in the yes, because with that yes comes the ability from God to do what he's called you to do. So that's what my chapter is all about. I too, one of the things I've learned in life is everybody has a story. And when you sit down and listen to their story, you can get some nuggets out that will impact your life. So I too encourage you, don't just get the book, but get the book with expectation to be transformed from the inside out. There's going to be some nuggets in there that's going to speak directly to your situation. And if you want to be changed or transformed, this is one of the tools you want to put in your toolbox. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Kimberly. And next I'm going to bring up James Ruvalcaba. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I will bring up James and get him to share why he has shared in this beautiful anthology.
Well, Liz, thank you so much for the opportunity and your platform. You could say my name however you like to. This is your platform, so I'm just happy to be here. But myself, thankfully I'm a full-time author. I'm a mentor to the youth and a community leader and a public speaker. My title is Beauty for Ashes. I just wanted to let the readers know there's life after death. God doesn't necessarily plan these deaths and has ill will or ill intention, but what he could do is bring you up better on the other side and kind of bless you and use it as a catapult to make you better and to kind of reward you double for your pain. I wanted to just give the readers a bit of perspective onto that because, I'm blessed to say I'm alongside 20 other great authors have their stories, and you see how they turn their tragedies into triumphs. And it's an amazing story. There's something for everybody inside this book. I definitely recommend it. November 9th can't come fast enough. My only suggestion to the readers is pick yourself up a copy and then buy your whole neighborhood another 2 copies. We're just trying to get this to be number 1 and to really, I think what we all have in common is that we're just trying to help out in Jesus' name here. So thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you so much, James. I believe we lost somebody here. Who did we lose? Oh, Melissa Ann. Her camera's gone. Now, I'm just going to bring in some of the comments that have been coming up as you guys have been sharing, because I wanted to give you guys that moment for you to have for yourself, because I want to give you the greatest respect, because I know being an author, it takes a lot of courage to get out there and write your personal stories. So I just want to bring up some of the topics, some of the comments that are coming up as you guys were sharing. And I'm going to bring this up because I want everybody to understand that you guys are incredible authors. And for such a time as this, I love the chat. I love the title of the book, and it's all about time. So tea time, right? So some of the comments that came in while you guys were speaking, I'm not sure who is who, so I just want you all to see that you do have great support that is out there, that is encouraging each and every one of you. So I'm just going to go quickly through the messages and then I really want to get to know who yous are and what you guys do with your lives and how you serve your tea. Because when I say tea, I don't mean the beverage. I mean who you are as an individual. So what is your TEA? So I want you all to sit back and relax and tell me what your T is. So for each letter, I want you to give me a word, and that's going to be your T, because you're serving your tea to me on tea time. So we're just going to quickly get some of these comments up. The room is full. People are just leaving comments like, Marie, you got lots of support here. Paulette, you have lots of support. We have a lot of support here. So all of the support that is here tonight, bring that support on November 9th so that we can make this a #1 bestseller, because I'm telling you, this book is going to change lives and that. So I'm going to start with Paulette. So Paulette, I would like to know what your T is.
Wow. What my T is. The T would be timing, knowing that your life is all timed by God. And once you find out what your purpose is and how you can pull into your purpose, that you can fulfill it by being in the timing of God. E would be enduring enduring the race that has been set before you, and knowing that as you endure, the blessings and the promises of God definitely will come to you. And then A would be to always put God first. Always put God first. And as you always put God first, knowing that as He is first in your life, that everything else will be added to you. And that's what the word says. So that's my T for today. TEA. Timing, enduring, and always putting God first.
I really truly love your tea. You are a strong tea girl. Like, this is what we need to do, is we need to open up and share our teas, serve our teas to the world. And this is Paulette's tea for today. As she said, as for today, your tea changes every day because we transform every day. We change every day. So now I'm going to bring up Judy and get her tea from her. Oh, I think you're muted, girl.
Okay, here we go.
There we go.
So my T will be T for transformation. Not only have my life been transformed with this journey that I've been with this anthology, but as Kimberly says, and as all of my co-authors says, transformation is one of the things that will come out of this book that's gonna transform lives. My E will be energy. I'll say positive energy. Whereas it's exciting, you get positive vibes. So I will go with E for energy. And this is me thinking off my feet now, Liz. And so for A, I'll go acknowledgement. Acknowledge the hurt, acknowledge the pain, acknowledge where you are, acknowledge who you are in Christ Jesus. So I will go acknowledgement. So that's my T. Transformation, positive energy, and acknowledgement.
I love it. Incredible, incredible tea. Marie has served me couples of tea. This is going to be, I think, her fourth cup of tea with me. So, Marie, I'm going to bring you up so you can share your tea with everyone who's watching. Oh, you're on mute, girl.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
T, I think for me, T is going to be transformation. Someone already said it, but transformation, because not only did I want to change my life, but I wanted to do more than that. I wanted to transform my life. And I think that everyone has a way to be transformational and to transform their life into the way that they want to live and the way that they see it. And from that, when you transform your life, you feel empowered. So my second word is empowered, because we want you to be empowered. And I believe with my whole heart that inside of these chapters, you are not only going to be transformed, but you're also going to be empowered and to take action. So that's my last part of the T. Once you're empowered, you have to take action. It's one thing to say that you want a change and you want to transform and you feel empowered, but unless you take action and you move on the things of God that He's asking you to do and He's requiring you to do, then you're still going to be in that same space. So it's important that you take action. You know, the word says that faith without works is dead. So you have to put faith with action and now begin to move. So that's my tea for today.
Well, thank you so much. And I love it because, yes, transformation has already been taken, but each person has a different transformation. So we can use the same words, but we have a different transformation. We have a different story. We have a different overcoming of something. So next, I'm going to bring up Dr. Joanne, and she can share her cup of tea with everyone out there.
Okay. I too can identify with transforming, but I think I'm going to use teaching, because it's the teaching of God's words that keeps me moving forward. And once I learn that, with everything that I've been through, I can also teach others and help them to move forward. The E would be endurance. And in teaching and helping others, as well as transforming myself, I have to have endurance. I have to be able to keep moving forward. The A would be, I would say, always being active and being acceptance. I'm going to use acceptance, because in order for me to move forward, I have to accept my past, deal with my present, and being able to move forward. And that is my, I would say, transforming, endurance, and acceptance would be my team.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joanne. It is really an incredible, strong tea, because this is what we need to do, right? We need to serve our teas, we need to serve the Lord, and we need to be open with who we really are. So the next one I'm going to bring up is Yolanda Churchwell, so she can share her tea with the world.
Hi. So my T is first and foremost, T is tuned into God. You have to stay tuned into God, because that's the only way you're going to know which way you should go. You need to lean and depend on Him. And then second, I'm going to go with E for encouraging, because I feel it is important to encourage one another. I believe that my personal prayer has always been not only to be blessed, but to be a blessing. So I'm here to encourage others. And then finally, applause. You have to celebrate all your wins. And you have to celebrate the wins of other people. When you get busy helping other people and you get busy applauding what they're doing, then you don't even notice what's going on in your own life. And when you look back on it, you've been blessed as well. So I'm going to go with tuned into God, encouraging, and applauding.
Thank you so much, Yolanda. And I am writing down all of your teas because it tells me who you are as an individual and who you are right at this moment. So there's a lot of tuning in, there's a lot of transformation going on, there's a lot of encouragement, endurance, empowering action. These authors took the action to write their stories. So You see, you're serving your tea, and I'm really, really proud of each and every one of you. So next I'm going to bring up Melissa, and she can share her tea with each and every one of you. Are you here, Melissa?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes. My tea will be trusting God equals access. Because when we trust God, all things are available to us, all things are open for us, doors are open for us. So trusting God equals access. That's my tea.
Equals, what was your last one?
Access.
Assets. Okay.
Because when we trust God, it gives us access to open doors, among other things.
I don't know where you are, girl, but you're like in a dark room now.
Yes. I need to shed some light on it. Let me turn the light. It's pretty dark.
So next I'm going to bring up Kimberly Lewis so she can share her tea with the world.
Hello, hello. A lot of people have used transformation. So my first T is Thanksgiving. One of the things I love to do is to be reminded of the importance of giving thanks, whether it's to God, whether it's to the people you serve. Thanking Coach Paulette for this opportunity, for all my co-authors who took the challenge with me to write this book, and then thanking those that buy it, because we believe that their lives will be changed as a result of it. So my first letter T was Thanksgiving. My letter E is Ecstatic, because one of my nicknames is Bubbling Joy. And so no matter what you go through in life, you got to remember that the joy of the Lord is your strength. So you can be ecstatic about what God has given and what God is doing and what he will do in your life, no matter what it looks like. And then my my A is for abundance. And when I think about abundance, I think about every time, we read the word of God, we plant a seed, and from that seed, we expect a harvest. And so I feel like this opportunity of writing this book, it dug up some things on the inside of me, but it also helped me plant some new seeds. So I'm expecting abundance. And I feel like I've already gotten it, just the opportunity to get to know some of these other authors. So my A is abundance, Thanksgiving, ecstatic, and then abundance. Amen.
I love it. I love it because we have an applause and we're celebrating. And this is what we're doing. We're celebrating for a #1 bestseller. Next, I'm going to bring James up so he can share his tea with the world.
Sure. My tea is timing. God's timing is everything. As my mom's always taught me, God is never early. He's never late. He's always right on time. So timing is my tea. E is exceed, because as long as you allow God into your heart, he'll always exceed your expectations, no matter what you go through, no matter what expectation you have, he's always willing to take it above and beyond. So E is exceed. And then A is appreciative. I'm appreciative of this platform. I'm appreciative of Pastor Paulette, my co-authors, but just taking a step back and being appreciative of my life situation, whether that's with family, the roof over my head, the career I have. I can't state enough how appreciative I am just to even be here, just to even communicate. It's crazy that there's somebody on the other side of my screen wanting to hear what I say, which blows my mind. So T is timing, E is exceed, and A is appreciative.
I really, really love these teas. They are strong, strong teas. I mean, strong tea. And this is what we do. We serve strong tea with Miss Liz. And I really would like to give each and every one of you guys an opportunity to say any final words to your friends, your family, or just let them know why you feel it's important to share your stories and why it helps you with your healing journey. So I'm going to start with Paulette, and I'm going to go down the line. And if there's anything that you guys would like me to bring up or show or have anything, let me know and I will bring it up. I have written down each and every one of your tea times, and I will be sharing that with the public because I believe that these are strong teas that need to be seen and heard. So I'm going to start with Paulette. If you would like to say any words to your family and friends on why they need to grab a copy and all of that good, juicy stuff, like when is it going to be out? Where can they find a link and all that good stuff?
Yeah, so everyone can pick up a copy For Such a Time as This on November the 9th. We are going to also have our virtual book launch on Saturday, November the 13th. And I want to just thank you all in advance for grabbing a copy of this. It's full of juicy information, juicy content, juicy stories that's really going to resonate with any one of you readers out there. And so I'm ill excited about that. Also, you asked about why should people write their stories, and I think it's so important for us to own our voice. I think it's very important for us to just be in our lane and share our stories, and don't be ashamed of what the scars that got us here. And so I think that it's so powerful to be able to be on a platform where we can freely, share what we've gone through and not be ashamed of it, and own it and live in that, knowing that there is somebody else that we can definitely reach with our stories. And that's why, I put together these anthologies. And so all the authors are doing pre-sales still. And so I encourage you to reach out to any one of these amazing authors to get a copy of the book. They definitely will sign the copy for you. And then, look for the release on November the 9th, which is going to be our drive to push to Amazon #1 best-selling in many different categories. So I'm excited about being able to launch that. And then also our virtual book launch that's going to take place on Saturday, November the 13th.
Thank you so much, Paulette. I really, really want each and every one of you, if you're watching the live show right now or the replay, please put in replay, #replay. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, where you're watching from, so I know where I can reach out to all of my viewers a little bit more and give you guys a better show for each and every time that I serve tea. Now, I really would like to hear from Judy and her little pitch to her family and friends on why they should grab a copy on November 9th and why it is important to share your story and in order to heal.
It is, you can rather pick up the powerful collection of stories, real faith, real transformation for such a time as this, November the 9th. And my website is judyahewitt.com. And the reason you should pick this up is not only would you get all of our stories, however, the power of forgiveness transformed my life, that now I am free to share my story, to share my journey. 2020 came, COVID came, we lost so many family and friends, and we don't want anyone to have any regrets or to have any unforgiveness. We want to be able to be free in Jesus' name, because who the Son sets free is free indeed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Judy. Next, I'll bring up Marie so she can do her little pitch for everybody.
Listen, Judy, I don't think it's anything else to say after that. Who the Son sets free is truly free indeed, honey. You said it all right there. But I'm just going to add this little bit. Listen, I was afraid for a long, long, long time. I had many people speak into my life. Many people tell me different things about my life, but I was too afraid from shame, humiliation, rejection, and just a plethora of things kept me bound by fear. But let me tell you, this book is going to help you move into action. I think by sharing stories, everyone goes through different things and everyone experiences things, and we all have commonalities. And once someone shares their story, you find that it isn't as bad as you think. And if we made it through, you can make it through too. And our testimonies serve as a witness that God is so good and God is so amazing. And if he can bring us out of the darkness into the light, if he could bring us from trauma into triumph, then he can do the same thing for you. All of our stories are woven together with God at the center. And there's no better reason to get this book than to know that God is still on the throne and he is still amazing and he is still working miracles, showing signs and wonders. And so you definitely want to get this book so that your life can be not only changed, but transformed, and that you can become empowered to move into action so that you can begin to share your story as well. We all have a story inside of us, more than one actually, and it's time for you to share yours. That's it.
Thank you so much, Marie. Next, I'm going to bring Dr. Joanne back to the stage, and she can share her pitch to the family and friends and why it's important to share.
I feel that this book is for everyone. We It's a learning tool. We're all being transparent, which is not very easy because we open ourselves up to being judged, but it's a learning tool. And I feel that family and friends or people that don't really know me should get this book. And as I said with my chapter, it's people need to know the power of the tongue, the words that we say to people, and how it really transforms their lives, sometimes for the better and sometimes for the worse. But in this book, you'll see how each of the authors speak about their lives, and it shows how we go from one end to the other and we're still standing, mainly because of God. And this book is for anyone. If you have any doubt, get this book and you will see that if we can do it, you can do it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joanne. Next, I will bring up Yolanda so she can share.
I'm just going to say, my whole theme has been, I took a little bit from Joyce Meyer and a little bit from Nike. Joyce Meyer says, do it afraid. Nike says, just do it. So my philosophy has been just do it afraid. And this book is just another step on my journey of stepping outside of my comfort zone. Ever since I started stepping outside of my comfort zone, I've been nothing but blessed. And I hope that anyone who picks it up and everyone who picks it up will read it and be blessed and be able to step out of their comfort zone and be able to walk into all of the blessings that God has for each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yolanda. Next, I will bring up Melissa. Oh, I believe yes, she's here. There she is. And I can see you a little bit better.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you can see better. Um, I guess my final words will be is my chapter is about failure. And I believe, just about all of us have failed at something at one point in time of our life. So hopefully if they pick the book up, they will be encouraged by something they read, something that is mentioned in the chapter. Like I said, it's about failure, and hopefully it gives someone the courage to go on despite how many times they fail you, how to get up after you failed, and how to start again. So that's what the chapter is about. I would encourage my family, friends, and anyone on and off Facebook to go out and get the book because it's powerful and it tells some powerful stories. Thank you once again for having me today.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I am really honored to have each and every one of you join me today on Tea Time. It is truly amazing. Next, I will bring up Kimberly Lewis.
Hello, hello, hello. So if you want to purchase the book from me, you can go to my website. It's healthylivingtransformation.com. When I think about this book and the why, I think about me, and one of the reasons I wrote this book, or I said yes, was about legacy. It's about telling history or my story. And I want my children's children to read about what God did in my life and let that serve as a testimony. If he did it for me, he can do it for you. All of us have our different struggles. And one of my struggles dealt with not being recognized in the church and just waiting for them to recognize me. But that wasn't my story. I didn't have to wait for people to recognize me because God did. And so once you just say yes to God, then he'll open the doors, because your gifts and talents will make room for you. And when you say yes, sometimes it may not make sense what God is asking you to do. But when you take that bold step of saying yes, then you'll be like Esther. Her story is still speaking today. If you take the time to write down what God has done for you, who will you be speaking to in the future? And so that's my why. And I just encourage you, be bold enough to open up the book and read it, and then come with expectation, because every time we speak about God, then he's ready to give you some revelation knowledge that will propel you to fulfill your dreams and to do all that he has purposed and planned for your life. And so that's my why. And again, if you want to purchase the book from me, go to healthylivingtransformation.com and then to get your copy online. Thank you so much again, Coach Paulette and Miss Liz, for this tea time.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. And I'm going to get James to come up, and then I'm going to just say a couple final words for everyone out there. And if you guys have any links or anything that you would like me to share, please send them to me, and I will get them onto my Facebook page, and I will get them onto the platform so people can reach out and get the copies from you. Because I believe that each chapter will bring a different transformation for each of the readers out there. So I want to make sure that I have all of your links so that I can get them out there, because there might be people that want to get a copy but don't know how to get a copy. So me and Paulette will take care of that after tea time, and we'll make sure to get all of your links out there and all of the incredible work that you're doing. So I'm going to get James to come up and share his pitch to his family and friends and why he thinks it's important to write in an anthology.
Sure. My why for sure is, why not? Like, this book checks all the boxes you're looking for. There's just 21 individuals with 21 different stories that are all from different walks of life within our nation to different countries. It's such a beautiful thing that I believe one of my co-authors stated that what we all have in common is God. And that's a beautiful thing to think that's what we all share. And you pick up a copy, you'll find yourself very surprised how open everybody, opens up and talks about their background, their stories. And the best thing we all have in common, besides God, is that we all we're not victims, we're victors now. And just to be able to, turn our tragedies into triumph is such a beautiful thing. And for us to be able to still articulate and communicate what we've been through, it's going to be able to help out so many people. And, so many of our chapters are going to be able to cross through, intertwine with each other to help out so many individuals that go through so many different aspects of life. It's not just one thing we go through multiple things. So pick up a copy November 9th. And yeah, I hope to see you at our launch party November 13th. And this is going straight to number 1 because I believe it and God said it. Thank you so much for having me again, Liz, and Pastor Paulette. You're always appreciated.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you all for taking this time to come on Tea Time and sharing your stories and your teas with everyone out there. This is what we do. We do different and we make a difference together. And when we say it and we put it into the universe, it does happen. So this is going to be a number 1 best-selling book. I want this to be a number 1 best-selling book, and it will be a number 1 best-selling book because the words that we use are the words that make the difference. When we start putting positive out there, we get positive results. And these incredible 9 authors that are sitting here today, I want to put a call out to Mary because she's not with us, but please, I will get her link out there as well for her. Technology is not always friendly for everybody, so I do want everyone to know that Mary is on the poster, and I do want you to reach out to her as well and find out why she shared in the book. Because when we connect and we network, we grow. We make a difference and we change lives. And this is what we do. Tea Time is to make a difference. You guys are making a difference. And you guys, I want to thank you, each and every one of you, for coming and sitting and having tea with me and making a difference for the world and giving a voice to the topics that need to be spoken about. Divorce, transformation, failure, domestic violence. We need to be speaking on these subjects, and not in shame, but in glory, because we've overcome. We have overcome these challenges, these struggles, and these abuse because God has put us on this path for a reason. I am a strong believer that God makes a difference in all of our lives. Our stories are not for us. Our stories are for us to share. And this is why anthologies are out there. We do it so we can help another life. And I really want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today. I want to thank all of the viewers who have joined me tonight and anyone who is going to watch in the replay. If you would like to reach out to any of these authors, please let me know. I will connect you. That's what I do, is I connect the dots. That's what God has me here for. I just keep pouring the tea. I bring tea to the world. I serve tea and I give it in a different way. This is what I do. When you hear tea, a lot of people think of sipping tea. I sip tea too, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to make a difference, and we're here to change lives. So for anyone who would like to be on Tea Time, please reach out to me, Miss Liz, at bookingmissliz@gmail.com, or check out any of my platforms, Miss Liz's Tea Times, Making a Difference. And I want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for giving me this opportunity to get to know each and every one of you, and for coming into my life. There's a purpose for it. God puts us together for a reason. And tonight he's put us together to make this a number one book. November 9th. Make sure to grab the book November 9th, because you guys will not regret getting a copy of this book. And I want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you, Marie. I am honored to do this for you. And I want to put a special shout out to Judy, because Judy is the one who actually approached me and then gave me Paulette's number. So I really want to show appreciation for the people who have come forward and to make this happen. So Judy, thank you for doing this for your team and for your fellow authors. I really appreciate that. Paulette, thank you for bringing these beautiful, incredible people to my table. It really makes a difference. I really want to thank each and every one of you. James, thank you for being a voice for the men, because we really need more voices for men out there. We need to really make difference, because men do have stories as well. Yolanda, thank you so much for being who you are. There's something that's connecting me and you right now. I feel drawn to you. So I will be reaching out to you. I just go with what God does with me, but I'm feeling really drawn to you tonight. So I don't know why, but I feel really drawn to you, Yolanda. So thank you for that. I really, really want to thank each and every one who has supported Tea Time with Miss Liz. Next year, there will be a lot of changes coming for Tea Time. Don't get scared. I'm not running away. I'm just going to be doing different. So that's what Miss Liz does, is different. So again, November 9th, everyone out there, grab a copy. Let's make this number one. And it will be number one, because I say it and these authors say it and the good Lord above says it. We will be number one, because we are one. So thank you for joining me for Tea Time, and thank you all for taking the time to sit with me and have tea. And I will see you all with a new Tea Time next week with a credible young lady from my community, actually, who reached out to me, who wrote a book on repurposing toys. And I think it's perfect just for Christmas to give the message to the children out there that you can repurpose your toys that you have. So we're going to bring that out there and get this book sold for Christmas time, so children can understand repurposing toys and giving an old toy and getting a new toy sometimes makes a difference in a child's life. And this is what we do. We make a difference. So I want to thank each and every one. If you're watching replay, put replay in there. And if you'd like to be a guest on Tea Time, please reach out to me, because my door is open. God opens the door for you to come on Tea Time. So thank you. And I will see you November 3rd for a new Tea Time.
Thank you.